In the beautiful Gulf of Naples, Campania, Italy, standing a majestic Mount Vesuvius. In classical mythology, the Romans dedicated Mount Vesuvius to Hercules, a divine hero who had an incredible power. Mount Vesuvius had been dormant for centuries before the catastrophic eruption of 79 AD that buried the ancient city of Pompeii and others. After a great eruption in 1631, Mount Vesuvius went dormant again until its last major eruption in the 20th century in 1944. In the spring of 1944, as the world was facing World War II, serene beauty still adorned a village on the outskirts of Italy. Nestled on the fertile slopes of the majestic Mount Vesuvius, the village of San Sebastiano al Vesuvio lived a life full of charm and simple traditions. None of its residents were aware that the ancient giant watching over them had awakened from its long slumber. This is the beginning of an amazing story. In the village of San Sebastiano al Vesuvio, many of its residents are highly dependent on the land as grape farmers. They were all hardworking and diligent. One of them was Gianni. Gianni's days were spent tending to the vineyard, a timeless ritual passed down through generations. The scent of warm soil and ripening grapes filled his lungs, a soothing rhythm amidst the chaos of World War II. In the warm and beautiful traditional Mediterranean house in San Sebastiano al Vesuvio village, Gianni's wife, Irma, found her purpose. Her hands wove not just fabric, but the very fabric of their family life. Her quiet strength was the hearth's steady flame. And always there is Toto, a short-haired domestic cat with his mesmerizing emerald green eyes. More than a pet, he was a silent, whiskered member of their family. His presence was a comforting anchor, his soft purr a melody in their simple, cherished existence. As spring continued, an invisible tension began to seep into the air. The familiar silhouette of Mount Vesuvius, which once was comforting, now loomed with an unsettling intensity. Whispers of faint tremors circulated, easily dismissed, but something was clearly changing. Toto, with senses far sharper than any human, could deeply sense this unusual change. Toto's cheerful demeanor vanished, replaced by silence and anxiety. Toto was restless, his eyes focused on Mount Vesuvius far behind, with a low growl echoing in his chest. One day, when the sun began to set below the horizon, Gianni called Toto to come inside the house. Usually, the cat would come running. But until it started to get dark, Toto stubbornly stayed on the back porch of the house. His face and body looked tense and alert. In the end, Gianni was able to persuade Toto to enter the house. Soon after, Gianni and Irma rested and slept. Then, in the silence of their bedroom, a sudden sharp pain awakened Gianni. It was Toto, jumping onto the bed, frantically scratching Gianni's hand. Toto's eyes widened, and his face showed a fear that Gianni had never witnessed before. Then, Irma also woke up because of Toto's aggressive behavior. Fortunately, before Gianni got angry, Irma intervened. However, Irma immediately realized that this was not Toto's usual behavior. "He is trying to tell us something," Irma whispered to Gianni. After that, with care and affection, Irma tried to calm Toto down. Gianni's irritation faded, replaced by silence and anxiety. Irma's calm wisdom, combined with Toto's undeniable strange behavior, led to a crucial decision in their lives. In the silence of that night, for the first time, Gianni and Irma trusted Toto's instinct, a small, whiskered animal that connected to the pulse of the earth. They had thought correctly. With growing anxiety and fear, Gianni and Irma hurried to gather some important belongings and prepare to leave their beloved home, not forgetting a wedding photo they cherished. They planned to take refuge at Irma's sister's house. Toto was restless nearby, seemingly urging them to move faster. They all left their house full of memories, the scent of olive wood and the fireplace known to fade into the threatening night. Irma, with her calmness and confidence, directed them towards her sister's house, which was not too far and further away from the awakening Mount Vesuvius. Although still calm, the night air felt increasingly heavy and thick. A faint, acrid smell, like burning sulfur, grew stronger with each step. Beneath their feet, a barely perceptible low vibration pulsed through the ground, becoming more pronounced. Toto, feeling the rising danger, began to run forward, sometimes looking back, as if urging them to move ahead. Worry pushed their feet to move faster, as their hearts beat rapidly with a deepening sense of fear. Finally that night, they all arrived at Irma's sister's house. Their hearts were pounding with worry, fear, mixed with uncertainty. Their bodies were exhausted, but a temporary feeling of safety came over them as the door was opened, revealing the concerned face of Irma's sister. When they had just begun to talk about Toto's strange behavior, their voices were drowned out by a deep, rumbling sound that broke the silence of the night. It was an unusual sound that seemed to come from deep within the earth, truly strange and terrifying. After that, in a horrific scene of wild and uncontrollable power, the majestic Mount Vesuvius erupted. A colossal column of fire, ash, and molten rock soared thousands of feet into the sky, tearing through the darkness and illuminating the night sky with a dreadful roar, apocalyptic light, and frightening lightning. The deafening roars continued, accompanied by thunder that shook the foundations of the earth. From a distance, they watched in horrifying helplessness as the terrifying lava flow, nearly half a mile wide, crept down the slope relentlessly, with nothing that could stop it. From a distance, on that fateful night, they witnessed one by one the houses of the residents, along with their contents, gardens, fields, roads, and forests in the village of San Sebastiano al Vesuvio, disappearing as the massive flow of terrifying lava swept away anything in its path. It felt as if their entire world was being devoured, melting into the vast molten lava that was raging. Tears streamed down Irma's face. Gianni also looked very shocked. They felt helpless, witnessing the unimaginable destruction of their village, the village which they loved so much and held many beautiful memories. Despite that, they were very grateful for what Toto had done, their small whiskered clairvoyant, that had saved them from the wrath of the earth. The next day and thereafter, the profoundly sad news flowed throughout the time, accompanied by grim and heartbreaking images of the devastation of their village. The village of San Sebastiano al Vesuvio, which was once a safe and peaceful place, has been completely destroyed, reduced to ruins that still emit fire and smoke, and buried under a thick layer of lava and ash. Unfortunately, tragically, quite many lives of the village residents have been lost. Among the sorrowful stories, it was found that at least 30 people have gone missing in the village of San Sebastiano al Vesuvio. Gianni and Irma reflected and realized with a chilling certainty that they would surely be among them if Toto had not been there at that time. The villagers, hearing Gianni and Irma's amazing story, hailed Toto as a hero family cat, a whiskered guardian angel that had defied the odds and saved his family from the wrath of Mount Vesuvius. Toto deserved to be proud and praised. The amazing story of Toto had become a profound legend whispered from generation to generation. It served as a touching and powerful reminder that heroes could come in various shapes and sizes. More than just a thrilling survival story, Toto's extraordinary tale transforms into a deep philosophical reflection. It serves as a contemplation on human vulnerability in interpreting the signs of nature. Toto is a heroic creature born with sharp and precise natural instincts. Toto reminds us of the importance of listening to the subtle signals from nature and the world around us. The extraordinary story about Toto also highlights the immeasurable value of family, the enduring power of familial love, and the lengths that love will go to protect and care for those it cherishes. A loving relationship built on trust, patience, resilience, empathy, and an intuitive understanding that goes beyond words. In a horrific and unimaginable event of destruction, a domestic cat named Toto emerged as a beacon of hope, a living testament to the unwavering spirit of life and the extraordinary courage that can arise from a quiet, whiskered little creature. Toto's legacy will live on, an eternal lesson and a reminder that true wisdom often lies in the calm and vigilant heart of a true family hero. Toto, wherever you are, we are greatly inspired and proud of you.